Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Brittany. I am a wife and a mother and a lover of all things makeup and skincare. Before we get started, if you can hear the lawnmower in the background, I am so sorry. My neighbor just decided, hey, I think Brittany is about to film a video, so let's go ahead and mow our yard after she spent 20 minutes setting up her entire setup. So we're just gonna have to pretend we don't hear it. But today I'm going to be doing my project pan update. If you are new here, I am doing a year-long project pan where basically I have 13 items in my project pan and I'm trying to get as much use out of them as I possibly can. If I finish up an item, I am replacing it with another item to just try to get as much use out of my products as I can. I really do want to curate my collection. My goal for this year is to get my collection down quite a bit, so this is really helping me. So what I'm going to be doing basically is showing you the products in my project pan, showing you the progress I've made on them, and also telling you how many times I use them in the month of March. And I have my handy dandy little bullet journal here, which I use to just keep track of how many times I used a product in a single month. So yes, I will have this open in my lap while I'm filming so that we can see how many times I use each product in my project pan. I will say that I'm pretty proud of how much progress I made on some items. Some items I struggled with a little bit, but that's kind of the running theme here, it seems like, for my project pan this year, so that's okay. So yeah, if you would like to see how much progress I made on all of my items in my project pan, then go ahead and keep on watching. So just like my previous project pan update, I'm going to start with the least exciting update and then move all the way up to the most exciting. So let's start with the product that I used the least, and that is my Ofra Long Lasting Liquid Lipstick in the shade Laguna Beach. I only used this 7 times in March. I just, for some reason, do not reach for this very often. I think just because it is a brighter shade, I just cannot seem to get myself to actually use it on a regular basis. It's a little bit frustrating, but that's okay. I'm still hoping to have this finished maybe in 3 or 4 months. I would really like to finish 2 liquid lipsticks by the end of the year, so I really want to try to get more use out of this in April. We'll see. I mean, April is definitely a month where I could probably see myself getting the most use out of it because it's more of a springy color, so fingers crossed I actually use it some more in the next few months. Okay, so next is my Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in the shade Pillow Talk Medium. I used this 8 times in March, which honestly was not great either. I really am aiming to use each of these products about 10 times in a month, but I feel like I made better progress on this than I did on the Ofra liquid lipstick. I feel like I can see that it has definitely gone down quite a bit, and I feel like if I use this 10 times in April and 10 times in May, I might actually be able to finish it up, because whenever I use this, I tend to reach for it multiple times throughout the day to just reapply, and I feel like that kind of makes it easier for me to see a decent amount of progress. So you'll see in the close-ups if it's actually as much progress as I thought it was, but this isn't so bad. Okay, so next I have this Pixie lip gloss in the shade Peony Bloom. I used this 9 times in March, which isn't super great, but I think it's because it's just a little bit of a bright color. Same with that Ofra liquid lipstick. I feel like with bright colors, I just don't tend to reach for them as often. They're good for certain looks, but I just can't use them with every single eyeshadow look that I do. I need to start kind of doing eyeshadow looks that I know will look good with the lipsticks, because I tend to think about my eyeshadow look first and then think about what lip product to put with it. So I need to kind of switch my mindset, I think, so that I can get some more use out of these products, because I mean, they're minis. I feel like I should already have been done with them, but that's okay. It's okay. I promise some of the other products I made better progress on. Okay, so this Pixie Endless Silky Eye Pen, I used this 9 times in March, which isn't great, but honestly, compared to how many times I used it in the previous months, I'm pretty proud of myself. I just don't use a lot of black eyeliners in my waterline, and that's definitely what I would use this for, but I'm trying to broaden my horizons with eyeshadow so that I'm using more bold looks where a black eyeliner would look fine in my waterline. So I'm hoping that I can kind of keep up with 9 or 10 uses per month and actually, see some progress. But whenever I use this, I use so little product that I feel like I've only had to sharpen it 1 time in March. So it's this is definitely going to be in my project for the entire year and probably into the next year because you just need such little product. So it's unfortunate, but that's okay. Okay, so next I have my Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer. I used this 12 times in the month of March, which I think is fine, especially because I did also have a foundation in my Shop My Stash, so I mean, that's pretty good. And you can see that there's like a little bit of space in here where it's like completely clear, which means that I'm definitely making progress on it because this was not here like in my last update, which I'm sure you guys will see in the close-up shots, but I'm pretty proud of that. I'm hoping that next month I can use it even more, and honestly I feel like in the next maybe 3 months or so I will probably have this finished, so I'm hoping by my birthday, which is July 1st, that I'll be done with this, which will be awesome. This is my favorite like light coverage foundation, but I definitely want to get my foundations down quite a bit this year, so I'm pretty happy about the progress that I made. Okay, so next I have this Colourpop and Disney Designer Collection Floating Lights Blush. This I used 13 times in March, and I definitely got a lot of use out of it because it is a super springy color. So I feel like right now is definitely the time that I should like take advantage of that and use it as much as I possibly can, because I feel like in like the fall and winter months I'm probably not going to reach for this as much. But I do really like this blush. It's very beautiful. I feel like it's a nice cool toned, like almost a little bit of a purpley tint to it kind of a blush, and I just really like it. So there's not a lot of progress that you'll be able to see probably in the close-up, but I think over the next few months we'll be able to see more of like a dip in it. So next we have my Huda lip contour in the shade Muse. I used this 16 times in March, and I'm very proud of that. I feel like this is definitely something that I could see myself finishing in maybe about 4 months or so, because I use this so often. I just feel like it looks good with any other lip product, because once you put another lip product over it, it doesn't have that kind of brighter pink to it. So I just feel like it's really nice. It's really easy to use. I like this formula for a lip liner quite a lot because it's very creamy, but it doesn't like move around on my lips. So yeah, I'm very happy with the progress I made. I did show you guys in the close-up that I put it next to a Huda lip liner that I have never used, so you can see how much progress I've actually made this year, because I think I said I only used this maybe like 3 or 4 times before the beginning of this project, which is crazy to think because now I use it almost daily. But yeah, I'm very proud of the progress that I made on this lip liner. Alright, so next I have this Becca highlighter in the shade Moonstone. I used this 16 times in the month of March, and obviously I've made a decent amount of progress on this. I feel like the pan has definitely expanded quite a bit. I know that I'm still probably going to have this in my project for another 6 months or so, but I'm just happy that every month I'm making enough progress on it that the pan just keeps expanding more and more. So yeah, pretty happy with that. Alright, so now we're getting to the really exciting stuff. These next 4 products are the ones that I'm most excited to talk about. So let's first talk about the e.l.f. Forever Sun-Kissed Bronzer. I used this 21 times in the month of March, and I'm so excited because as you guys can see there, I hit pan on it. I'm so excited. Guys, I feel like this is like the never-ending bronzer. I thought I was going to hit pan on this the past 2 months because it had such a significant dent in it, but I think because it's so hard pressed, you just need such little product to bronze up your entire face. So even though I did hit pan on this, I feel like it's gonna take me the rest of the year to actually finish it up. So if you're in the market for a warm toned bronzer that's gonna last you forever and only costs $6, this is it, guys. Because I feel like I have used this so much over the past few months and just have barely hit pan on it. I actually hit pan on this yesterday. So yeah, I'm very happy with this. I'm hoping that next month the pan will be even bigger, and yeah, I love seeing pan, guys. It's so exciting. Okay, so now for the palette that is in my project pan. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette, and I'm so excited because I used this 12 times in the month of March, and I was able to hit pan on 2 shades. 2 shades. So I hit pan on Burnt Orange, and I also hit pan on Glistening, and I'm very proud of that. For this, I'm not actually planning on finishing like the entire palette. My goal is to hit pan on half of the shades in the palette. So at this point, I've hit pan on 4 of the shades, so I only need to hit pan on 3 more by the end of the year, which is so exciting. I honestly think that I could realistically have this done in 3 months because I've hit pan on a shade basically every month, right? So I'm thinking that I'll probably hit pan on one shadow for the next 3 months and then I'll be done with it, which is so exciting. I really thought that I was going to have this in my project the entire year, but these shadows I feel like are really easy to hit pan on. So if you have been wanting to pan an eyeshadow palette, I feel like Anastasia Beverly Hills one is the way to go. But yeah, so I'm thinking next month I'm gonna really focus on the shade Orange Soda here, and I'm also gonna focus on the shade Fairy and hopefully hit pan on one of those 2 shades by the end of the month. But yeah, I'm very, very excited that I hit pan on 2 shadows this month. Yes. Okay, so the next 2 products I actually fully finished up, which I'm so excited about. So the first one that I finished was the e.l.f. Matte Oil Control Primer. I only used this 10 times in the month of March and then I was able to finish it up. And I replaced that with the Smashbox Photo Finish Smooth and Blur Primer. I used this 7 times this month, and this is just a little mini, so I definitely know by the end of next month I will have fully finished this as well, which is awesome because I feel like I'm really, really getting my primers down quite a bit this year. I feel like I've already used 3 primers this year, right? I'm pretty sure, which is awesome. So I'm hoping that I can keep that progress up for the rest of the year. I really think that my goal for primers is to maybe only have 2 or 3 by the end of the year, which would be amazing. Alright, so now for the most exciting product that I finished up this month, and that is the Pop Makeup Magnet Mist. I used this 20 times and I was able to fully finish this up, and why this is the most exciting product that I finished this month is because I said in my last Project Pan update that once I finished this up, I wasn't going to be adding another setting spray into my Project Pan because at that point I'll only have 2 in my collection. So yes, I finished this and now I only have 2 setting sprays, which I just feel like I don't need to add those into my Project Pan because I know that I'll just use one until it's finished and then only have 1. So yeah, I don't really need to like keep tabs on how many uses I get out of them because I know that I'm just going to use one until it's done and then use the other one until it's done, and I'm so excited about that. But I am going to add another item into my Project Pan. It's just not going to be a setting spray, so let's quickly talk about that. So to replace this setting spray, I'm going to be adding in my Edwin Barrow eyeshadow in the shade Pebbles. I feel like this is a really good eyeshadow to add into my Project Pan because I use this kind of a shade to set my eyeshadow primer every single day. I actually don't use like a regular eyeshadow primer. I typically just use concealer on my eyelids, but still I use this to set that down. So I feel like I'm gonna get a ton of use out of this. And yeah, I'm pretty excited to see how much progress I've made on this by the end of next month. I didn't count uses for this yet, so I'll start that in April. But yeah, I feel like I'm going to use it a ton over the next few months. Alright guys, so that was everything. I'm pretty happy with how much progress I made in all of these products, but as usual I will be doing these monthly. But yeah, let me know down below if you are also doing a Project Pan. I would love to know about all the progress that you made on all of your items, and also make sure to like this video before you go and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in a few days with another video. Bye guys.